It's time now for today's Game Show Legends Week. This morning, Wink Martindale of Tic Tac Dough. Now here's Al Roker.
Once again, thank you, Don Pardo, after hosting a whopping 19 game shows during his career. Some might call Wink Martindale the ultimate quizmaster. Of course, he's always going to be best remembered for his role in the classic show Tic Tac Dough, which he presided over for nearly 8 years. So with the help of the Game Show Network and Columbia TriStar, we thought we'd take a look back at the program that appealed to the kid in all of us.
Tic Tac Dough.
Who would have thought that a simple kids game would become a successful television game show? But that's exactly what happened when Tic Tac Dough hit the airwaves in 1956 with original host Jack Barry.
If you were served escargot, what kind of shellfish would you be eating?
Snails.
Snails is right. You got an X. The game is at $400.
Now, you didn't really need to be a rocket scientist to grasp the strategy, as players tried to put an X or an O in 3 boxes, either across, up, down, or diagonally. The show was later canceled in 1959, but 19 years later,
it's everybody's game of strategy, knowledge, and fun. It's Tic Tac Dough.
It was back with legendary game show host Wink Martindale at the helm. Once again, it was a hit. Producers increased the prize money, and a new bonus game was added.
Look, are you going to the kitchen with this?
Yes! Tic Tac, combined with Joker's Wild in the 70s and throughout the early 80s, they were as big and as popular as Wheel and Jeopardy are today. They were big money makers.
Much of that had to do with a former disc jockey by the name of Wink Martindale.
Host gets to hold the lady's hand.
He had hosted numerous game shows during his long career, but he reached new heights when he hosted Tic Tac Dough for almost 8 years.
Wink Martindale is a great communicator. There's a skill to be able to read questions unencumbered in a fast way, where the contestants at home and in the studio can understand what you're saying. And Wink did that to perfection.
Name this detective.
Shaft.
Right, for Tic Tac Dough.
So what was behind Tic Tac Dough's success?
I think it was something that appealed to people in general and that folks could relate to.
The recipe for Tic Tac Dough, 3 ingredients: great MC, easy game to play, big money.
And Wink Martindale, good morning. Good to meet you.
Hey, Al, thank you. You started the week with Bob, and you end the week with Wink. My mama and them would be proud. So proud.
Everybody has been asking, is Wink your real name?
No, actually, Winston is my real name. Winston Conrad Martindale.
Where'd Wink come from?
I used to play with a kid across the street when we were about 6 years old, Jimmy McCord. He couldn't say Winston, and somehow it came out Winky, so I became the Winky Martindale of Jackson, Tennessee.
Well, I'm glad they shortened it to Wink.
I should think up a better story, but that's the truth.
That's it. Well, that's a good one. Now, you did this show for almost 8 years.
Yeah.
In your career, 19 game shows.
Yeah, I never could hold a job. You know, you just go from one show to the next.
How did you get started in the game show biz? I know you were in radio.
I became addicted to a show that Alan Ludden did around 1964 called Password. I just loved it.
Yeah.
Watched it every day. And I thought, I read about Alan on that show, and I found out that he plays golf 6 days a week, and one day he goes in and does 5 shows. And he comes back a week later. I said, you know, this is not a bad way to make a buck. So I talked to my agent. I said, why don't I send me on a game show interview, which he did. And I think I got the first show that I interviewed for, which was at NBC, What's This Song? In fact, the NBC executives, as you are well aware here in New York, they get paid the big bucks for making the big decisions.
Oh, sure they do.
There were Bob Aaron, who was head of daytime at that time, thought Wink was too juvenile sounding, so they shortened my name to Win. So for a year, I was Win Martindale.
Oh, my.
Yeah, he probably got a raise for that.
That's right. What do you do this show, and you've got to bring the best out in the contestants. And there was one contestant, we saw him during the piece, Tom McKee.
Yeah, Tom McKee.
He had a big impact on the show, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. It was our first season too, Al, and it was the best thing that could have happened to our show. We had just started, and he was the quintessential game show contestant. He wore the uniform of our country, lieutenant in the Navy. He had a beautiful wife named Jenny, whom we showed in the audience all the time, and she just happened to be pregnant.
Oh, man.
And she would come up on stage. He was in the Guinness Book of World Records, still is, until Regis. You know that guy Regis with that millionaire show?
I heard of it.
Tom won $312,700 and 8 cars during the run on Tic Tac Dough. He was on 46 straight days. I know he gave his brother in Africa, he was a missionary in Africa, he gave him a car. He sold the other 7 and bought himself a Mercedes and put the other money in the bank. And he still to this day has a personalized license plate that says Tic Tac, which he should, right? But he was something. He was really something.
Now, you're doing this, you did this game show. It was a huge success. But people don't realize, in your radio days, I mean, you were a good friend of Elvis.
Yeah, I started at the age of 17 in radio and still do radio called Music of Your Life around the country. But I had just won a job on Clock Watchers in Memphis at WHBQ and happened to be at the radio station the night that Sam Phillips walked in with the first Elvis record, Blue Moon of Kentucky, and That's All Right
This
Mom.
interview we're looking at.
Okay, this came 2 years after I met him. I met him that night in 1954, and this was my, remember when every city had its Dick Clark? Sure. I was sort of the Dick Clark of Memphis. I did a Saturday afternoon teenage dance party, and Elvis, because we had known each other since 54, he came on my show for an interview, and I think this is one of the, if not the first, one of the first filmed interviews that he ever gave. Colonel Parker never forgave me because Colonel wanted Elvis to be paid for everything. No free interviews. But I still have that film, and I cherish it.
That's great. We thank you for sharing that. Real quickly, what are you up to today?
Well, now I do Music of Your Life around the country, a couple of hundred stations every day, which I do from home. Yeah, that's nice. I'll teach you how to get that kind of a gig one of these days out. Do the weather from home. Won't have to get up at 4 o'clock. I also just published my autobiography on the internet, and just finished a CD called Winking at Life, which is can be found on winkingatlife.com. Just get that in there. And that includes a record that I made years ago. It sold 1 million, called Deck of Cards. And it's followed me my entire career, about a soldier who used a deck of cards in church because he didn't have a Bible. And the most recent thing that's happened to me that I'm real excited about, the McCone Gaming Corporation in Las Vegas is creating a series of Wink Martindale slot machines, which will be out in September. So I'm kind of excited.
If I kind of pump your arm, you'll give me some money. Well, all right.
Somebody asked me about this tie a while ago. I said, I played Monty Hall. I said, if you have a driver's license in your pocket, I'll give you this for $1.
All right, Wink Martindale, we're about to go out to the plaza to play Tic Tac Dough. You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. That's right after these messages.
Don Pardo.
We're back with more of today's Game Show Legends Week. Now here's Al Roker and the host of Tic Tac Dough, Wink Martindale.
I love that kooky music. This is the first time you ever did the show outside?
Yeah, I don't think it'll be the last.
All right.
It's chilly.
It is. We have pre-selected 2 contestants from our Plaza audience. We're going to bring them up now. First of all, Sharon O'Connell from Fredericksburg, Virginia. Sharon O'Connell, come on up. Here, stand right over here, Sharon. This your first time on a game show?
Yes.
You excited?
Yes.
All right. You ready to play?
Yes.
All right. Let's meet your competitor, Mr. Chad Dawkins from Greenville, South Carolina. How you doing, Chad?
Good, thank you.
All right. Now, have you seen Tic Tac Dough before?
Yes, I have.
All right. Big fan?
Yes.
All right. Well, Wink Martindale, you're going to explain the game to us?
Yeah, here's the way we're going to play this now. In pursuit of time, to save time, we've already put 1 X and 1 O up on the board for Tic Tac Dough. There are 9 categories up there, 9 boxes. And I'm going to ask a question. Sharon, you won the toss before we started, so you'll be the X player, and Chad, you'll be the O player. When I ask a question, if you get it right, we will put an X or an O up there for you, and we'll throw $50 into the pot. If you miss a question, the other player will automatically win that question, but in no way are we going to give you $50 for not getting one right. So we'll just forget the $50 if you miss one. Is everybody ready to go, huh? All ready? All right, Sharon, you'll be going first, so look around there and pick one of those categories. We have Around the World, Spell This, Let's Play Ball, Back to Broadway, Famous Blondes, Hit the Road, and World of Books. What do you think, Sharon?
Spell this.
Spell This, okay, and the category is Spell This, and this is the question. Sharon, this state is spelled with 11 letters, but uses only 4. What state is it? And can you spell it? It's spelled with 11 letters. Think about a long name, a long state. There will be no coaching from this very small audience. Otherwise, we will find you when we're over. What do you think, Sharon?
I didn't hear a thing from that crowd over there.
Okay. So do you know the answer?
Mississippi.
You got it. And can you spell it?
Mississippi.
You got it. That's it. And we put an X up on the board. Woo. So you got 2 X's up there already. All right, Chad, are you ready to go over there? Pick a category, please.
All right, I'll
and
think
we'll
I'll
throw
take...
$50 in the pot for that answer, Sharon. Chad?
World of Books for the Block.
I'm sorry?
World of Books for the Block.
I thought you might go there. Here's a good question. Give me the first 2 lines, verbatim, from the famous book, War and Peace. I just made that up. That's not really one of our questions. Aren't you happy about that? All right, for a block, he wrote the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, Angela's Ashes, based on his experiences growing up in poverty in Limerick, Ireland. Who is he? I'm sorry, your time is up. And the answer, how about it over here, Sharon? If you answer this correctly, we will have a very short game of Tic Tac Dough. And we'll throw another $50 in the pot. He wrote the Pulitzer Prize-winning novel, Angela's Ashes, based on his experiences growing up in poverty in Limerick, Ireland.
He also wrote It's Frank somebody.
Your time is up, and our game continues. Frank McCourt, and no money into the pot with that. All right, Sharon, pick another category. I wonder where she will go.
How about World of Books?
Can we accept World of Books?
Can we accept World of Books, judges? No, we cannot.
No. As a matter of fact, do we put an X or an O there?
Because, I guess we'd put an O, wouldn't we?
Yeah, I think we put an O there. Because we don't have more than one question on each category.
Right. So put an
this
O
is a
under
very
World of
abbreviated version of Tic Tac Dough. Okay, there we go. Sharon, pick another category. Sharon, pick a category.
Oh.
Hurry.
Let's play ball.
Let's play ball in the center. Okay. Question. Which 2 baseball Hall of Famers share their name with a candy bar?
Babe Ruth.
Yes? One more.
Does it have to be first and last name?
No, just one name.
So O. Henry.
No. O. Henry. Remember when he played for the Yankees in 1920? O. Henry.
That's right.
Babe Ruth and Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson. Sorry about that. Yeah, Baby Ruth and Reggie Jackson. Reggie's candy bar was the Reggie bar.
Right.
And, of course, Babe Ruth.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go over to Chad. By the way, we put an O in the center there?
No, I don't think. Yes,
No,
we do. Yeah, we do.
Because if we do, we'll have a winner.
Oh! Oh my gosh!
Can that happen?
Is that the way it works?
I think it is.
I think
Did
it
I
is.
do that right?
No, I guess they're saying no.
No.
Let's do it over again. He's got to play. He's got to play for the.
All right,
O.
Chad.
Let's play ball.
Let's play ball. No, we can't go with let's play ball because I don't have another question in that category.
Well then, you know
I
what?
told the producers about this.
Let's go back. Let's do back to. You pick another one.
I was going to say Famous Blondes.
There you go, famous blondes.
All right, here's the question in Famous Blondes, Chad. This little sister from a much-loved comic strip had a crush on her brother's best friend. Who is she?
Veronica?
No, not Veronica. Sharon, do you have any idea?
It's Charlie Brown's Sally.
Yes!
Oh,
Sally is correct.
all right.
So we put an X there. Famous Blondes gets an X.
She gets an X.
All right, Sharon. Sharon, select a category.
And I can't go back to the same one?
No, I'm sorry, you can't.
We only got one question there.
By the way, we throw another $50 in the pot. Sharon, I don't think we can have a winner here.
Well, we can't have a winner.
This is going to be an old maid's game.
We can do it by who has the most number of X's or O's.
Okay, so let's continue. Pick one. Sharon.
Back to Broadway.
Whoever ends up with the most X's and O's, okay?
Back to Broadway.
Back to Broadway. Here's the only question in that category. This singing and performing duo recently completed a year-long stint on the hit Broadway musical The Producers. Who are they?
Ooh.
Big hit. Big stars. On the Broadway hit The Producers. All right, Sharon, time's up. How about you, Chad? Do you have any idea?
I have no idea.
Okay, the answer is Nathan Lane and Matthew Broderick.
Oh my gosh!
Now, do we put an O up for that? Does
no,
he
we don't, because he didn't get it. She didn't get it.
Okay, that's
so
right.
I think
Both of you
that's
missed it.
We're making this up as we go.
How are we doing? Hey, Matt, how are we doing?
We're going to have more than one question for each category.
Not a bad idea.
That would work.
Absolutely it. So I think we're pretty much out of time.
Yeah,
so
we're
going to count them up. We've got 3 X's.
So you got $150 for Sharon.
And 2 O's.
And $200 for Chad. Should we give... Should we pay them off?
They both are going to win $200.
$200 for each of you. All right.
For each of you.
There we go. There's 50.
And for our runners-up, Don Pardo, tell us what they've won.
Each of our contestants this morning will receive a year's supply of Lee press-on nails and a special edition Today Show backpack.
I know the Winkster. Well, you know, we were kind of winging it as we went. Winking it as we went. But I think it worked out pretty well. Chad, Sharon, you guys happy?
Yes.
You had a good time? Yes. That's all that matters. And again, I want to thank Shemaine Pelzer, Ms. Dee Dee Thomas, Gil, and Carol Lee Carroll for doing this, and Jen Long.
And the Game Show Network.
And Wink Martindale and the Game Show Network.
I think I lost it here today.